Hey, good afternoon. It's Terry Vanover of Choosing to Rise, and I'm a divorce strategist, and I help you come through divorce without being legally, emotionally, and financially devastated. And I help you to heal yourself so that you can transition confidently into this next phase of your life, can leave all those negative emotions behind so you can find happiness, whether it's in a relationship with yourself or with a new partner again. So today's topic is the one sign you married a narcissist. So I'm going to preface this video with the fact that I don't use this terminology hardly ever, right? There's a couple of reasons. I'm not a clinical psychiatrist. I cannot diagnose anyone, much less your ex. So I don't really use labels often at all. And then secondly, I don't believe that we all kind of have tendencies to be a little narcissistic, or not, the opposite of narcissistic. Sometimes we're too much of a people pleaser and an enabler in some way. So I don't really believe in labels. And so I'm going to use the term high conflict X when I'm talking about this, because, the truth is, it really doesn't matter what label you give it. It's really about, are you in a healthy relationship versus an unhealthy relationship? As a SYMBIS certified, marriage certification, like, I definitely know about healthy marriages. And as a divorce strategist, I definitely know a lot about unhealthy marriages. So with all that experience, I definitely can tell you if you're in an unhealthy and toxic relationship. And I bet you know that too, if you're in an unhealthy and a toxic relationship, and whether you need to leave or not. So we're going to kind of look at that in those terms of whether you're in a healthy versus an unhealthy relationship. So you may have heard my story. I grew up just a poor country girl. My alcoholic father abandoned us shortly after my mom's divorce, and I was sexually abused when I was 7. And I really brought all of that childhood trauma into my adulthood. So I was not a good wife. My marriage ended pretty quickly because I was needy, controlling. And so when I got out of my marriage, I really had to take a really good, long, hard look at myself and really how I contributed to the demise of everything. So, luckily, I have since gone on to heal myself. I'm remarried to a wonderful, fabulous man, and we have a blended family of 5 kids together. My ex and I co-parent really wonderfully together, 50-50. He's just a great dad, really great part of our family. The 4 of us really are a team when it comes to our kids, and we always put our kids first. And if I hadn't done the work after my divorce, I don't believe we could have gotten there, right? In just a few short months during my divorce, I was separated, lost my marriage, lost my mom, lost my health because I was hit by a van while riding my bike, lost my home, lost my financial credit. I almost lost my job because I was just, really overwhelmed and really could not handle the stress of everything that was going on, really didn't have a lot of support. So when I came through this, I realized that people need support during this time. There is not enough support for people going through divorce and those that have been through divorce. There really is not. I didn't know that there were all these resources and tools out there to help me get through this. So I decided I wanted to become a divorce strategist so I could help people get through this without being financially, legally, and emotionally devastated. And so I learned the tools and resources and so that you can get through this process quicker, so that you're not wasting time, so that you can look back at the darkest time of your life and you can go, wow, I really handled myself well, right? I want you to avoid the mistakes that I make and so many people make going through this. So, and not only that, but you need to really heal yourself and take accountability for how you got to this place so that you don't make the same mistake again. Because the sad statistic is another big part of why I do what I do. Not only do I want to help you get through this process, but I really want you to heal yourself and really look at any negative relationship patterns that you may have, is because I don't want you to repeat this again. Because here's the thing, you're likely, if you've been divorced one time, the likelihood of you divorcing again is 67%. I want you to think about that for a minute. 67%. Would you get on a plane if the likelihood of you getting in a crash was 67%? Hell no, right? So this is your intervention. This is where I'm saying, hey, you can change that statistic though. You can take a good look at yourself and figure out where you can make some adjustments, where you could show up so that you can make this next relationship successful. So if you were in a marriage where you felt like you were constantly questioning yourself, where you constantly felt devalued, you didn't feel heard, you felt constantly out of sorts. So here's the number one thing. If you were in a relationship where you were saying to yourself, you know what, I need to record this conversation because I could have sworn we talked about this, this, and this, and now she's saying that we said this, this, and this. Or I swear that we came to the conclusion that we were going to do this, and now he's saying we're going to do that. If you felt the need to wanting to record your conversations because you felt like, hey, what was I thinking? I thought we said this. Like, you're just so full of self-doubt and you're so full of like questioning yourself constantly, right? That term, right, that comes is gaslighting is what they call that. Where you constantly felt like, wait, I thought it was this, but now it's this. Am I going crazy? If you were in that kind of relationship, you were probably in a very toxic, manipulative relationship. And so here's the thing though, you can't change a narcissist. You can't change someone who's an addict. You can only change yourself. You can only show up differently in yourself. And it's really, really important that you do that because I want you not to get in that plane crash, right? I want you to avoid what so many people go through. You have to take accountability for yourself. And what I find that if you were with someone that was a narcissist, an addict, a high conflict person, you probably are too much of a people pleaser. And you put your feelings on the back burner and you allowed someone else to put their feelings first, to prioritize their needs first. You devalued yourself and allowed someone else to take over and to put their needs first in the relationship, and you didn't have healthy boundaries. And it's so key that you work on your healthy boundaries and you take responsibility for your own healing and break that people-pleasing within you, because if you don't, you're just doomed to repeat it, right? You know, I'm really lucky that I work with clients who recognize that it's about them and it's about their healing journey, and that they realize that they may have gotten into a relationship that was unhealthy, but only they can take accountability for how they show up now and heal themselves so that they don't repeat the patterns again. So if you are struggling with your self-confidence, if you're struggling with self-doubt, if you find yourself questioning yourself constantly, and you don't trust yourself and you say, you know what, I'm not going to date again. I can't trust men. I can't trust women. They're all this and they're all that. You know, I can help you heal that so that you can trust yourself and so that you can go into the next relationship knowing that you're your healthiest, happiest self, and you're going to attract other people who are attracted to you at your highest self, and they're going to be a higher version, the highest version of themselves, right? You're going to attract better partners so that you're going to have a healthier, happy relationship. So if you're struggling with that and you're ready to leave all that negative emotion behind and you want to be your best self, I invite you to hop on a call with me, reach out to me here on Facebook. I'm happy to share the 3 steps for healing yourself so that you can leave behind your people-pleasing ways and not repeat your relationship mistakes. So I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know how I can help you. It's Terry Vanover with Choosing to Rise. Thank you.